Rob.
Oh. Who?
Squared.
Wait, that's us, right?
That is totally us.
Yeah.
And Paulie.
Me, you,
Paulie Shore over there.
you, Paul, me, you, Paul.
He's having fun. He's always having fun. He's doing blowing the table. He won't share it with us, but, that's Paulie for you.
He's got the Hollywood.
Celebrity shit,
He's got the Hollywood blow, too.
Too good for us. We're keeping on the theme of player props. So these are...
So
we did quarterbacks. We did running backs. Well, I had a quarterback in my running back for rushing touchdowns.
Passing, we did rushing,
yes,
now we're doing receiving.
Now we're doing receiving. Yeah. And it can go anything. It could be running backs, receiving, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
It could be Tim Tebow receiving.
I almost did DeAndre Swift's over. But,
there you go.
But
So this is my first guy is a guy we've talked about before. It's Mike Williams. And his receiving touchdown number is 5.5. It's rather low. That is probably baking in the injury risk that he has. So, it's a 17-game season, and they're probably projecting him to play 10 games or some shit.
Is it even money? Do you know?
It's minus 110. So it's not, pretty much even money. Again, I went on this in the earlier episode, is I like doing these bets on guys where if I can confidently say they missed 4 games and still can beat the number.
Yeah. Mike
Williams at 5.5 this year is a candidate for that. Because if he plays 10 games, he could still have 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Healthy games. And so his last 3 years, so his rookie year he didn't play much. So his last 3 years, here's his touchdown numbers. 10, his second year he had 10, then 2, and last year he had 5. Kind of all over the board.
It's 5.5 right now?
And 5.5 right now.
Yeah.
Last year he played like 14 games with 5. The year before with 2 touchdowns, he had 1,000 yards receiving, only 2 touchdowns. And the first year he had 66 targets and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So he's done it before.
He's done a little bit of everything.
Double digits before. And right now he is the clear number 2 in that passing attack. I mean, if you want to take Austin Eckler as a number 2 and him number 3, but he's a number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
They let Hunter Henry go.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a tight end. Their tight end's Jared Cook, who is injury prone as fuck and 37
I
years
thought
old.
he was old like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Jared Cook's 36
when the Saints signed him, because he went from the Raiders to the
He went to the Packers, too. He played in the Packers for a couple years there, too.
He's been everywhere. He had a good catch. Yeah.
He's been a journeyman, and I always loved Jared Cook, the athlete.
Yeah.
I still like him now, but he's 36 fucking
But he's
old.
not the answer.
Old, yeah. And then they have Donald Parham. I don't know if you heard of this guy. Ooh.
Rookie?
Second-year player. He's
what's his name?
Donald Parham.
Donald
Parham or Parham. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I just read it and watched some of his clips. He's like 6'8", like
receiver?
270 tight end.
Oh.
So he like Jared Cook and then this guy. Yeah, he's unreal. Like he had like 3 touchdowns last year, maybe in limited time. But he's a total project. I
recognize the name. But...
He's a total project, and like he's a deep sleeper for some stud fantasy guys I've watched.
Yeah.
That like recommend him in terms of deep, 28 round drafts. But again, tight end position is worse than it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen, yeah, okay, double coverage.
Do you remember how many touchdowns Allen had last year?
I'm guessing 7 or 8.
And I think that was higher than his career average.
The touchdowns were dispersed so weirdly last year because we had guys like Jalen Guyton and
that's my question is because let's say Herbert throws 30 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
What would call 7 or 8 going to Keenan Allen?
23. Call 5 going to Eckler.
Yeah, sure.
So we have 18 left.
Yeah, and do you think how many Jared 3, 4 Jared Cook?
Can Mike Williams get a third of those remaining touchdowns? He better fucking do it.
He did 5 last year.
He's their number 1 red zone target.
Yeah. All right.
The biggest, most, he's a 7th overall pick.
Right.
We've done all the Mike Williams.
I just see the path to it. I was trying to paint a picture of the path.
He's a guy that can have. I wrote down here. He has 3 touchdowns in a game upside.
Yeah.
We've seen him do it. So like, if he has a game of 3 touchdowns, that means the rest of the 16 games he needs 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's also me predicting he's going to have 3 in a game, but like the fact is he's done it before.
I would be surprised if Mike Williams doesn't have by multiple, I mean two touchdown games.
So that leaves him with just 2 more.
So
love it.
Yeah.
Who you got?
So this guy, I mean, you're familiar with him. He's
I'm familiar with a lot of men.
Yeah. I think he's a 7 or 8 straight All Pros, not Pro Bowls, All Pros.
The best of the best.
He's had multiple, like maybe 10,000 yard receiving.
Was this in the 1800s?
No. This was fairly recently. I mean, this was within our lifetime at least.
Oh.
Yeah. This is not Shoeless Joe Jackson here. Armless.
I know who it is, but let the audience know who this is.
Well, I'm trying to preference.
You're still going?
Well, I don't have much more for him, but
there you go.
7 All Pros straight to start his career, and the man has a over under on his receiving yards of 525.
That's pretty low.
And it's not Julio Jones because he hasn't made that many All Pros. It's not Hopkins. It's not.
I wrote his initials down. He's got an initial name.
Yeah.
Tell him who it is.
AJ Green.
There he is.
AJ Green going to Cardinals. I know. But all signs point to him having a fairly productive year to me.
This is it for him, right? If he
agree.
has to do it, or he's done.
Same age as Julio,
32.
and people were trading early round draft capital to acquire Julio. Even though Julio has been, I know
we're gonna get to him later.
Yeah, I know AJ
spoiler.
had a significant injury for a year, but what people tend to forget is that 2 years ago, AJ Green he was requesting a trade. So I'm not going to play anymore, and then he got that mystery injury, as you like to describe it, and just never showed up. And then last year he showed up, but didn't show up because I don't think his demands changed. He wanted to get out, even with Burrow showing up. Like he was done.
The Calvin Johnson Lions situation, the Bengals are a fucking joke.
Between Boyd, between Higgins, they're drafting receivers. So, I mean, AJ Green last year still had over 100 targets. His catchable balls were the worst in the league. I know we talked about this before, him and Judy. But right now he's going in the 13th, 14th round
15th,
in most drafts.
Yeah,
almost undrafted. And his over under 525 yards at even money -110. To me, that's just a smash. I mean, it's that simple. He's a professional guy. He's teaming up outside of DeAndre Hopkins with
double coverage
with Kyler Murray throwing the ball, plus Christian Kirk, Rondell Moore, Andy Isabella underneath. Well, forget Isabella, but
drafted ahead of DK.
But he's been I watch the Cardinals camp all the time. Yeah. Him and Rondell Moore, like I think they're, to be honest, the vibe I'm getting from like the Cardinals produced videos is they're almost anticipating that Hopkins is not going to be available this year. Like the way they're
because the COVID thing, or
that this is look. I'm not
speculating.
This is 100%.
3:40 in the morning speculation.
100% speculation because this is just based on me watching the highlight videos, based on the way that the local Cardinals people talk. That they're saying that they're almost, because Fitz is out.
He gone.
Yeah, he decided he doesn't have the urge or whatever is what he called it. But with Hopkins, I don't know. There's a vibe I'm getting that there's a lot of maybe we shouldn't touch this one even with a fucking 10-foot pole. I don't know if that's true. I mean, he may come if he comes in and produces that washes everything away. Yeah. But
this bet has nothing to do with that though because the number's so low.
That yeah.
Regardless, right?
So 525 for AJ Green over. Hammer the fucking over. Yes. It's even money.
Let me give you one little perspective here
on
AJ Green. This is one that's strange, and they're putting this number so low because this is my opinion. If he might just be done, there's a risk. We'll call it 10 to 20% that he's just done.
Sure.
Right? And he's done. 100%. They just move on after week 3, and he's done.
100%.
You lose the bet.
100%.
If AJ Green isn't done, or has 75% of what he had his whole career.
He's more than that. I'm telling you.
He's going to have 900 yards minimum.
He's
right,
super hungry. If he's
back,
just the same person that he was when he actually tried before.
Yeah,
you're talking
1,300 yards at that point. I mean, come on.
Here's my prediction.
Even to fucking.
Here's my prediction: 75 catches. 75 catches, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Money.
AJ Green.
It's about a wide receiver 31 right there, maybe even better.
Oh,
I 25.
Yeah, I'd say he's a wide receiver 3 all day.
Yeah, mid, almost wide receiver 2.
There's going to be, wide receiver 2 weeks.
Okay, so I'm going to get to my guy here, and this is, we both share this. The next, I have a secret guy, too, that we're going to share.
Ooh.
I have a couple secret guys, but this one isn't locked up in my tool shed.
Uh-huh. Wait, he's still there?
Well, he's dead now, but I mean, I still have to,
his body parts are still there.
Yes. Shit, dude, this is getting dark. It's Jerry Jeudy. How do we come off that one? Jerry Jeudy, we both love, and you actually were on him more than me early on. I liked him last year. I liked his film.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't quite like the situation. Cortland Sutton's coming back. Noah Fant's there. KJ Hamler. They have some weapons.
He was a rookie.
He's a rookie, and what's crazy is he had 113 targets last year, only 52 catches. So he was the most inefficient, besides AJ Green. Yeah, but uncatchable balls, trash offense. He was a rookie. So his catch number right now is at 65.5. Very low, dude. And Jerry Jeudy
had 120 targets last year.
113 targets only. So
if he catches 70% of his balls.
And the one thing is that he is going in the 6th, 7th round in fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Which would tell me that the fantasy community, what they're projecting is way higher than 65.5 catches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we just got news, so this is breaking news. Teddy Bridgewater has won the job.
Oh, it's official now?
Yes, it's official.
Because all the reports the last few days
Drew Lock was crushing. Yeah. Which is weird because they've both been crushing, but Drew Lock had some 180 yards and a quarter and a half and 2 touchdowns.
Sure.
And they wanted to I feel like it's easier to go Drew Lock and then put Teddy in than to start Teddy and put Drew Lock in. But, John Elway, goddamn, I don't know. We're putting Teddy in as a quarterback, which generally...
someone called that a few months ago.
Teddy helps Jerry because Cortland Sutton's a big body contested catch guy. Jerry can also do that, but Jerry is I say he's Devontae Adams. I think Jerry Jeudy's actually better than Devontae Adams as a prospect because Jerry Jeudy's a first-round pick.
You're saying coming out.
At this stage in their career.
Okay,
Devontae Adams went 57th overall.
Yeah.
All right. If you remember early on, they still had Jordy Nelson. They still had some other guys. Devontae Adams was barely brought in the offense, and when he did in the playoffs and everything, he dropped a bunch of passes.
Remind me of Antonio Brown, when he first started returning kicks.
There you go. Yeah. Right. And Devontae Adams was rough starting. His hands still aren't the best. Where he wins is that he is a technician. His footwork and just
route running.
You can't jam the guy because he just destroys you. He's not fast. Jerry Jeudy is way faster than Devontae Adams. He's bigger, the same size. They're similar players, right? And Devontae Adams has turned into the surefire can't miss best receiver in the league. Apparently, we don't believe it. We believe it's more of an Aaron Rodgers thing than it is Devontae Adams thing.
Yeah.
Clearly, Jerry Jeudy doesn't have that because he has Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater.
To your Devontae Adams point, he runs routes. He's shifty like a slot receiver, but he's big and physical like an outside receiver.
Right.
And that combination, the combination of nice footwork, good route running, size, speed, and strength makes him the best route runner in the fucking league.
And Jerry Jeudy has all of those tools, man.
Yeah.
He's actually ahead of where Devontae Adams was. Drafted higher, bigger, definitely faster.
He's not as strong, I don't think.
No,
he's
a little slighter. Yes,
he needs to gain a little strength, but I think that's a strength. I mean, that's a thing that most rookie receivers will do.
65.5 is just criminally low.
Yeah.
Okay, that's low, especially with Teddy not taking over. I like Drew Lock for his big play upside, but I like Teddy for the more
precision, dude.
Yes.
Give him.
And a point of reference here: Robbie Anderson.
I love the Teddy start.
So
oh my god, you put a smile.
So
on
now, seriously, right?
Yeah.
So now Robbie Anderson last year with Teddy. Okay,
Mhm.
well, we can clearly say Robbie Anderson is what he is. He's kind of bloomed a little bit, blossomed later in his career.
What you got? Yeah.
But Robbie
Once you
Anderson
leave
was
Adam Gase,
yes,
yeah,
everyone
most
gets
people
better.
seem to do. Yeah.
But was he not known as just a strict deep guy, a one route kind of guy, like go route? Right?
Yeah. When he was on the Jets, I thought of Robbie Anderson as a guy with bad hands, but he's faster than everyone else, and he's going to make one big play every 3 games.
But very skinny, like
he's
skinny, dude.
He reminds me of what Ruggs was last year as a rookie. You might get 30, 40 catches from him, but you might have a couple touches, but he's going to have some good plays. But then he actually got the opportunity because of Teddy. Is that what you're talking about?
How much do you think Robbie Anderson weighs? Gotta be like 185, right?
I was going to say 190.
Yeah, okay. Judy's like 210. Regardless.
Really? That much bigger, huh?
How many catches do you think Robbie Anderson had last year with Teddy B?
I think he had 113 targets. I think he had 92 catches.
He had way more targets than that, but he had 95 catches with Teddy. So if Robbie Anderson can have 95 catches, why the fuck is Jerry Jeudy at 65.5?
You think they have similar skill sets? Like, why?
Jerry Judy's way better. So I'm saying if Robbie Anderson
I think
isn't...
Jerry Jeudy is more like DJ Moore, right?
No, I don't. I think Robbie Anderson he's a deep guy that somehow, he's more of a deep threat that they put into the possession role. Jerry Jeudy is going to have the possession role because Cortland Sutton's going to have the downfield role. That's what he is. No, Jerry Jeudy's going to have both roles, dude. But Cortland Sutton is not going to be the slot guy. He's not going to be running slants,
No, who's the other rookie they have?
KJ Hamler? Yes.
Yeah. That's the downfield guy.
Again, 95 catches for Robbie Anderson, 65.5 is the over-under for Jeudy.
If
Robbie Anderson had 95 catches, Jerry Jeudy is way better, bro.
No, I
Like,
love the fact that Bridgewater started.
So how is it that low? And last year he had 113 targets. And it was 52 catches. That was
bad.
Yeah, so bad. So let's just say he has 113 targets this year with Teddy B.
Yeah,
we're looking at 68 to 70 with just 113 targets.
70% of his passes.
Yeah, then you're at 75, but he's gonna have more than 113 targets. Is the point?
Yeah,
adding a game, like dude, it just goes down the line.
Sutton's done like.
I like Sutton, but again, he actually takes less pressure off Jeudy to be that number one, right?
I think Jerry Jeudy by the end of 2021 will be considered in the same class as CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Right now,
I'm actually trying to tell you he's going to be the same class as Devontae Adams.
Oh.
I just said it. Let's go. We didn't even get it. Who's your guy?
Hot.
Because I have another guy we're going to share at the end here.
So this one might be, in terms of odds, might be a little bit high. I didn't even realize it, but it might be a little bit higher.
Hot take?
Well, I didn't intend for it to be a hot take.
This isn't a hot take episode.
No, because this one makes so much sense to me. It shouldn't be a hot take. Ooh. So, when we're talking about guys that lead the league in receiving touchdowns, so last year, I think we all are well aware it was Devontae Adams, right? Mm-hmm. Number one receiver, right? And
it's like 17 in like 15 games or 14 games, but
yeah. It's but we're not talking necessarily about fantasy here, right? Because we're I guess my question after that would be the year. Can you name another guy in the past 2 years besides Devontae Adams that has maybe led the league in touchdowns?
The year before was goofy because Tyreek and Devontae both got hurt.
Yeah.
So, and those are the guys that generally do it. No.
Yeah. So here's the guy.
I don't know who led it.
So last year, Devontae. 2 years ago, it was a man, same division. Kenny
G. Smooth Kenny G.
Yeah, thank
NIU product right down the road here.
Fancy footballers, thank you.
Let's go. Yeah, we're stealing the shit.
Kenny G.
Right down the road, NIU product.
But here's the thing. So the man that led the league in touchdowns 2 years ago, so Devontae Adams this year, I think he is projected to get maybe 10 or 11 touchdowns, but his odds to be the top receiving touchdown guy this year might be 3 or 4 to 1.
Yeah, it's not good odds.
Yeah,
not good odds.
What do you think Kenny G is? The guy that did it 2 years ago.
Daniel Jones.
But he also got the
40
biggest.
40 to 1.
60 fucking 5 to 1 A guy that did it 2 years ago.
You got that going, son.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2019, led the league in receiving touchdowns, is 65-1 after getting the biggest wide receiver free agency contract this year.
True.
To go to New York to replace the man known as OBJ.
That's really big.
That's not. This is a Daniel Jones prove it year. Who do you think he's going to throw the ball to?
His 6'3", 200.
The guy, maybe the guy that's making $20 million a year. You think they might use him a little bit?
Note this down to bet because this
here's the thing. You want just don't even put $10 down. Put $5 down, and guess what? You'll win. $325 fucking dollars on a $5 bet for a man that led the league in touchdowns 2 years ago. They just got the biggest wide receiver free agent contract in New York. And to prove it year for a very young quarterback. I don't know who else he's going to rely on because Saquon apparently is just taking his sweet ass time. So
that seems great.
Yeah, so
love it.
That's pretty much it.
We'll do mine. That's a joint take here, and this one we were fighting over who we're going to have it because it's Julio Jones. So right now Julio Jones, I have it right here on my phone because I didn't write it down. It is 995 receiving yards for the season. It's very low.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this,
it's
dude.
Very low.
So here's what we're talking about, right? It is what is his career average for reception yards per game?
95.
So
if he plays 10 games,
yeah.
If he plays 10 games, he has 950 yards.
This is why we couldn't decide who got it because this is the easiest bet you'll ever make in your fucking life.
There's a 17-game season now. So if he averages his career average for yards per game, he's going to have 1,700 receiving yards, which is kind of what he does every year.
Yeah, he needs to play 10 games to match that.
If he matches his career, which we will say it probably won't be 95.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's take 20% off.
20% off.
So now he's at, call it 75, right? So how many
13 games.
So he can miss.
He can still miss four
games
and beat it.
And still beat it.
Julio Jones. All right. Do we need to say anything else? Julio Jones is like as good as Calvin Johnson, as good as Randy Moss. Like,
well, talk about
relative talent.
If it wasn't for Jerry,
better, dude.
If it wasn't for Jerry Rice, he might have the
all-time
Mount
Rushmore, man.
He might be an all-time receiving record.
Right, and like you talk about AJ Green, how good he is. Like AJ Green's great. Julio Jones is legendary.
Jones is 1,500 yards a year.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of receivers already. I mean, is he not? Like he doesn't score touchdowns, but this is a yardage bet. You know what I mean? Like his knock on him is he ends up having 1,470 yards
AJ Green can
and
score
like
the
5
15.
touchdowns.
Derrick Henry can score his 20. Yeah. AJ Green gets to the yards.
It's great.
I love it.
That's a smash.
Has to be the easiest bet.
That's the easiest bet.
We were debating on who gets that easy of a bet. We decided to just do it.
We might just do this as a separate little short video just so everyone can know the knowledge that put your money
I think we should
on Julio Jones.
I think what we're going to do in the future is we're going to emphasize a little bit more about specific players.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about their personal prop bets, and Julio is going to be one of those guys.
It's the easiest thing ever. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is not a downgrade.
They didn't trade for him not to pass him the ball.
Like Ryan Tannehill's numbers are better than Matt Ryan's obviously since he came to Tennessee by far. Right? Like, it's not even close.
No.
Since Ryan Tannehill...
No. Here's the thing. We're talking about yards. I will guarantee that Matt Ryan has more yards.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's a better passer, right?
But we're talking about yards.
Okay. So you're shitting on my point. This is our take, you son of a bitch.
I just realized I was.
Yes. Now, do I need to have Pauly Shore come over here and give you a spanking?
No, Pauly, you're going to have this, right? We can just cut this up. No.
Pauly's passed out over there.
No.
The fucker's doing uppers and he's passed out. He might be dead. We gotta get Brad back in here?
No. Here's the bottom line: is that Julio got traded for. They brought him there for a reason, and what these Vegas odds, I'm assuming that they're expecting to play a full season, right? So that's 17 games at 19.
There's no way.
Do the math. Well, how many yards per game is that? That's the number we need right now.
If it was 17-game season,
figure out the 1,995 yards divided by 17.
It's 995.
Do 996. Do 996. So
It's 58 yards a game.
So
Low.
So literally
About,
60%.
40 yards less than his career average.
60% of what his career average is.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolute insanity. And
It's free real estate.
so that's one we're definitely going to hammer.
Already have, yeah.
Tim the Toolman Taylor is going to hammer that shit down. There we go. Rob squared.